everyone would be on TikTok.
I
All the
think-
gods would be on TikTok.
I'm pretty sure that the Buddha would be laughing his ass off. I'm pretty sure.
So does your upper back and neck bother you?
A little bit, yes. Like I feel like I'm so curled forward
Why?
because I work so forward and I don't stretch
Why?
out.
Yep.
I don't know.
It's very frustrating.
Because you have succumbed to the tyranny,
Okay.
Yeah.
which is the prone and supine tyranny
Yeah.
of a culture that insists on an inferior piece of equipment called a massage table. No, why?
I don't know why. 'cause
Well,
that's
this
how
is the way we've always done it.
That's
And
like
I go, cool, it's led to an Oxycontin epidemic and the Me Too movement. How do you feel about it? And they're like, fuck you, it's like you're victim blaming. And I'm like, no. I'm saying, could we do this in a different way that would be better for therapists, better for the clients, better for our communities, and better for society? And they're like, you're a madman. I'm like, I know, but I come from a long line of... So, more back? Or more down?
more.
This is madness. Madness is my way.
I'm for it.
Right there. Right there. We have rules, Robert. And I'm like, I know, and I was born to break them.
I was like, well, who made up the rules? I didn't make up the rules. I didn't agree to these rules.
But we have culturally sanctioned ways of being. You can't just operate outside of your culture. And I'm like,
No.
what if you recognize that your culture is profoundly sick? Of what virtue is it to conform?
Huh?
Right there.
Yes.
Right there.
My original teacher was, she also was Cindy Anderson.
Right there. Right there.
Okay, I was watching a video of you were working on Kristen rotator cuff stuff. And then she's like, I don't want this knowledge, you can keep it because she needs it. And like I had to pause and laugh for a little while. She's like, I don't
See?
want this
Now here's the
anymore.
thing. Like, it's a little bitty piece, and I don't remember saying that specifically. I don't remember what video it is. That if you can laugh at that, you're good in my classes.
Yeah.
If you can't, you're like, fuck this guy. I'm like, good. I'm trying to get you to go away as soon as possible.
I haven't done enough,
It's
but I've done
people-
some.
People will say if they resonate. I don't care if you're cancel, it's fine.
I've signed up for the next one, it's on April 25th.
Here in Austin?
Both of
Yeah.
you.
I need to double check his stuff. I don't know what this is really state.
Oh, that's fun.
Okay, right there. Now, what happens if I rock in and out? Do you mean to just hold static, or do you like the rock in and out?
To see my youngest son and just
I think I like the static.
You know, what do you think? Foot right there? A little higher?
Yeah, right there.
Right here?
Yeah.
Right there? Too much?
That feels good. I like this. And you're just digging toes.
Is it
underneath.
too much around your shoulder blade right there?
No. I wouldn't be able to take any more than that though. Crunchy. Oh. And you're just digging toes on like underneath the scapula.
The toes are just hanging out mostly. And then you don't want to compromise your toes.
Yeah.
You don't want to bend it back and hurt yourself.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to do is get my feet along this vertebral border.
Okay.
Pull your shoulder blade back and up. There you go. How's that?
So is that like the ball of your foot right there on the edge?
Nope. So this edge is my toes. The ball of my feet is almost like on your spine.
Got it. Okay.
But I've just got the toes curled in like this as a border so I can try to roll the shoulder blade back and
Got
over.
it.
Back and over. Back and over. Back and over. Up and down. How's that? Too much? Forearm extensors, what's that? Good, because I'm right along the center line on your paraspinals and I'm right along the center line on the ulnar right here. And they say I don't work center lines. And I'm like, no, I just understood the message within the center lines. I embodied the practice. They're now selling rubber. I'm like, I know, I drink. A lot of drugs. A lot of drugs. A lot of drugs. Ugh. It's like, Barbara, why do you do drugs? And I'm like, because I have massage therapists as students. Oh, right there. Right there. Right there.
A little much.
Too much?
A little much, yeah.
So is it the rocking or the toes are?
Rocking into where the toes are, yeah.
Okay. Oh, right there.
Deep breath.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for letting me.
Yes.
Physiology and physics. Hurling on a rock through space.
I was like,
In the cosmos.
we are basically a
Pale blue dot.
like soggy wad of bacon powered by magic and electricity thinking about itself. It's like sometimes atoms think, like sometimes when like things explode so much, the atoms think about themselves.
Right.
They get a little haunted.
You think right there still?
Yes.
How's that?
Yeah, it feels
Is it too much?
No, it feels good.
There you go. So it's not even like this is how it is. It's not even that.
Better?
It's like a lot of people think science is like a religion. And it's like, no. Science is a method of inquiry.
It's the question.
We're asking questions. And I unfortunately was a philosophy student. So the way Western education works is I'm a white guy, I tell you what to do,
I don't even
which is
care.
very popular in our culture right now.
Yeah.
So they hate
Maybe
it,
your neck.
but they simultaneously want it.
Yeah, let me.
Because if I go, hey, let's all
So I
sit
didn't lay on your
and
back.
ask
I'm not
questions
doing all the
together.
crazy flips and stuff.
Which is Socratic
Very
ignorance. It's
wide
like,
mat.
I don't know. What is the good? What is truth? What is beauty? What is virtue? What is time massage? What is? And then they want to crucify me and say, you're corrupting the youth and make me drink hemlock.
Well, again, it circles back into people don't want control of their lives, and so
So just do what I tell you to do. Pay me.
yeah, like that's where it is. It's like if people aren't in control, like if people can point to, well, this person said, Robert told me
There you go.
to do this, then they don't have to take any accountability and control of like their outcomes,
Right there.
and it's
Too much? Okay. If I give you
It's-
just a little bit more right there. There you go.
it's lazy, but it's fear driven, because if people are in control of their futures and their outcomes, then they actually, are in control of their futures and outcomes. They don't have one to blame but themselves if it doesn't end up how they want it to be.
There are some arguments, I think, that they say shiatsu influenced time massage.
I mean, that makes sense.
I've heard that before. I don't know if it's like holds up historically, but
There's similarities at least. Well, there's
no. What if I pull you toward me here?
not really.
There's
There's influence and all of that. Like even if it's just two things at the same time.
It's really close to where Randy goes to classes.
Oh, I love that place.
Right?
I can
Yeah,
take that
we're
off
like
if I need
less
to.
than a mile down the street from
Right here. Is that
Yes.
too much?
Nope, that's good.
Good. A little more to the back.
I would just moved out to, not quite Cedar Park, but
Back feels better.
I do.
Where do you think
Well, I mean, for a while there, I was in the working. I did a lot of physical working. But then when it was time, I was looking in different places, and Cal ended up being one of the places I was looking into, and I'm so glad I went with that. I almost ended up with myself tonight.
Town sounds perfect. You wouldn't have gone to good night.
No. And,
Good spot.
Yes.
Very extensive right there.
That's it.
Crunchy.
Mantis. And I really, really was excited about that. This when she told me that she did not want me at the central location. She wanted me south, and I was gonna be on in the mornings. I had to like leave my house at like 4:30 or 5. I was like, no,
Yeah, that's
sorry. have boundaries. So like it's still pretty much like that. So she's very open
in a weird
to different modalities.
I saw a screencap. It was like dating profile. It's like unvaccinated looking for unvaccinated. I'm like,
And
okay,
music
okay.
was,
Coming right out and saying it. All right. You self-select your way out of a lot of things that way.
That's how you flip to the other side. I know, I had to make the bodywork good to overcome the quality of my personality.
Well, I like you, so.
The clients were like, he has just the most he has the most amazing, relaxing persona of anyone I've ever hung out with. Yes.
Wow.
They're like, he's a little weird, but the bodywork's good.
I mean, I feel like there's worse things people can say about you.
Oh, I've been called worse. Like, your name's Robert. Do they call you Rob or Robbie? I'm like,
Bobby.
I've been called worse. Trust me. Trust me. Yeah, it never went by Bob or Bobby for some reason. I don't know why. Just never took.
My brother's name is Robert. My cousin used to call him Roberta all the time.
Roberto. I had to do a business meeting with the subscribers tomorrow. They're having like business problems.
What business problems?
They don't know how to run a business.
Like they don't know
That
how
is
to
a
do
problem.
their books, they don't know how to get clients, they don't know how to market. What's their problem?
Well, there's 300 subscribers, so they're kind of all over the map. But I think what's happening is some of them are starting to understand the body work, but then they're still trying to sell it like it's massage.
So,
Mm.
yeah.
It's like, I want more mat clients. And I'm like, wait. If you want more mat clients, don't run ads with a table in it.
Do you have people involved running ads?
I mean, there are some for their individual practices and stuff. Yeah. Not many, I don't think. But I have to talk, like, well, I mean, everybody. Like, what were you where'd you go to school?
Larson Common.
Did you learn a lot about, like, how to book clients? Rebooking?
Tiny bit.
Advertising?
Not that.
Social media was big on social media production.
No. Nothing.
Oh, it was
with social
huge.
media.
It was, they really grained, they just fucking took TikTok and jammed it down your throat. It was like, this
Never.
is the future. Exactly.
I know. Because like I'm on Instagram when I was advertising for my private clients. Instagram was like the thing. I'm like, I even bought a tripod and everything. I'm like, okay, so I can set myself up
Yeah, you're
for 2
hardcore.
videos.
You're the top 0.1% of the massage community.
I listened
You
to
bought
you.
a tripod.
I listened to you.
You listened to me.
listened
Oh my
to you.
God, that's bad. I can't do that. Just don't tell them it was me.
But no, you're just like, no, just put videos on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram, do the reels, and like they'll find you.
Yeah.
And so like yeah, that was like when I like kind of rebranded because I do all mobile massage outside of Mayo.
How do you describe
I just really like just coming to people and traveling to their homes. It's like, hey, like
To the back or down.
This is going to be completely different. I sometimes use this, you say a lot about sleep and stuff.
and it's just like you're talking about social media. I'm like, cool. I'm gonna make an Instagram account and advertise there. And
Stretching, I don't really bring that energetic aspect into it. Sure. When I do, it's usually like that's an extra for people who yeah. It's like if it's true, then there's your bonus.
Yeah, at 45, I was
Mobility and
trying to translate the modern world to 20-year-olds in school against the 65-year-olds who own the school. I'm like, you're not teaching them about fuck.
I mean,
You
like,
can't sell this shit like it's the Yellow Pages anymore, bro. It doesn't work that way.
I feel like our business classes were very learned things. But like also too, like the way that they like their like meet the employer days and everything, and you had like people from like Austin Deep and stuff. It's like they really didn't help us to be on our own. It was like, no, you're gonna go work for somebody else.
Which is, after 500 hours, a reasonable expectation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, but it's like there was no kind of
just static.
rocking feels better on this side.
Right there.
Yeah.
There we go.
And that's part of it too. It's like I went along with it. I did the year-long Saturday program, and so like I had time to digest stuff. And then like the last like month of school, I'm like, well, why can't I just be in business for myself? And
You can, but you gotta do all the work.
and then I got to do all the work, and that's part of the reason why I can take the watch off too if it's in the way. It's stretchy.
I work around jewelry.
You know, that's exactly why I'm out.
And it's like I like working at Mayo because I literally just show up. And if they didn't have hydraulic table, I don't think if I'm working at a spa, like if they don't have a hydraulic table,
If
I'm
you're gonna
telling
do
you no.
table work, that's the way to go.
Like I need to have that table to be able to adjust. Oh,
Too much?
no, it feels good. And that's part is like doing my mobile clients. I'm like, yeah, like I have my table, and
How's that there? That's good. Some rock.
yeah, like the
Or up and down.
no, just the rocking. Yeah. And it's like I have my clients that I see on the regular, so like I know where my table needs to be for them, but like it's not ideal for the entire body. I'm like, I just want to move you around. But it's like if I put you on a mat.
The students will still ask like, like I have to scroll like in my head, go back in time. They're like, could you always feel with your feet? And I'm like, oh, no, I took time. Like, you know, I was already doing yoga and like weird stuff to my consciousness, but it's like it probably took a couple of years of like consistent work to where it was just like the tools in my lower body had been so well integrated that you don't remember a time where you couldn't feel that.
Yeah.
They're like, because they'll look at this and like, what do you? And I'm like, well, my big toe is right along the shoulder blade right here. My toes are over the spine, but I'm not really pressing right here. It's really more right there.
Yeah.
And they're like, just,
And you can lay face
I had to
down,
make
use
my
whatever
tools
pillow
fit the
you want.
client.
Yeah.
And that's where they're like, but the sequence. And I'm like,
No sequences. That's what works.
Face down.
Doesn't work.
I'm going to teach you the way of no way.
Ask your client, does it feel good? Does it feel good?
No. No, I refuse to communicate.
Again, it's like I feel like I'm bothering
I want a
clients.
cookie cutter service that applies to everybody. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think life works that way.
It's like if you're on autopilot, maybe you're doing something wrong.
Did you study Aussie?
Yes.
I did too.
What I do is I try to get the clients to say the stuff that's controversial. I'm like, what do you mean? I say,
I'll say whatever you want. They can come for
that's
me.
right, you're going to come in my video, I'm going to feed you stuff in the background, and you'll just be on the side, like, saying stuff.
Yeah, just give me a whole script, I'll say it. What are they going to do to me? They don't know who I am.
If I get my toes right,
So my knee
There,
went out
there's
while I was.
Feels good.
it's not too, like, not digging in too deep.
No, it's not poking.
It's like, okay. And it was a break. And then I just never went back to it. It was not.
Does that ever hurt you?
No.
Like pulling them over your feet?
Nah. It's so,
Protect your toes.
it's like if you were 300 pounds or something,
Yeah.
like I might have to do it slightly differently or whatever, but it's like you,
So like I would study.
the only thing I can really compare it to sometimes is people tell me how to train in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. There's a lot of like joint mobilization, and it's like if you were doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, like I'm larger than you, so if
Yeah.
we were training together, you would probably do stuff like go for a lower center of gravity on me
Weight.
to try to like make your body work advantageously. And the same thing happens in the body work. Like I have to make things fit like the client I'm working on, which
Yeah.
includes like pressure and stuff. Like that's the big one. Like the sharpness of the tool and the amount of pressure. Like if you were really sore, some people it's like I'll work their deltoids and it's like, oh, it's just too sharp. I'm like, how's this?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, okay, that's
better,
fine.
yeah.
And that sort of thing just filters all over the body. Like,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that's the one thing. It's like I'm 170, and it's like, well, I have some clients that are much bigger than I am, and it's like, well, if I put them on a mat, how to adjust in ways that are not hurting me, still giving them good quality of work, and then not hurting them too, because I don't want to hurt anybody. But it's like smaller than me, yeah, sure, that's fine. Like I have strength, I can manipulate people, I have a client that's a power lifter. He's huge, and then I haven't got him on a mat yet. I've only done table work on him. But I've done some table tie.
Hi. How's it going?
Going all right. How are you?
My big stick. Good.
What's your name again?
I'm Natalie.
Hey, Natalie.
It's been a long time.
I like your stick.
Thanks. I've done shiatsu stuff or whatever. Floor shiatsu, that's it.
Yeah. It's like I have a piece of bamboo that I have feet for it. I need to see if the feet fit the bamboo.
Yeah, this is just a shower curtain rod, I guess, so.
If it works, it works.
Oh.
It's like I feel like I'm bouncing.
Right here.
Yeah.
And then if I'm right there, you're going to pull just a little to the back.
Yeah.
And then up and down or saw?
Up and down feels better on this side.
Right there.
Yeah.
There you go.
Feels very riddy.
Too much?
No.
Okay. Then I can make it more broad if it
No,
needs to.
just a little tiny, that's all. But yeah, it's like this area of the body that doesn't really get touched.
Sideline.
Yeah.
This is what I found out. I teach massage therapists the prone and supine tyranny.
It's like I do a lot of.
And I show them side lying and they're like, what? That is the poop. I'm like, hold on, do you guys not use side lying? And they're like, no, not unless the client's pregnant. I'm like, oh my God.
No, I've done side lying for. I did a 3-hour all side lying. She had laid her motorcycle down out on the Circuit of the Americas track.
Laid it down.
Laid it down. You know,
Laid
at like
down her motorcycle.
120 miles an
Yeah,
hour.
laid it down. She didn't skid like a...
Shit, and they caught it on video. There was a video of the
Thanks.
turn that she was going.
Because if I do get into a horrible accident, I want a video of it so I can relive it again and again and
The
again.
video. And she showed her partner. Her partner was terrified. Like, he also rides motorcycles. Like, they were out there together. It was fine. And she had gear on, but she was sore. And I'm like, cool, I'm going to do side lying on you. Ended up doing 3 hours of just side lying work. I just got all up in her hips and her ribs and just everything. And she felt great. I'm like, I just need to do side lying.
Sideline is quote unquote advanced.
Advanced.
And I'm like, wow, what is mat work? And they're like, it lacks prestige.
I mean, at least they're honest about that part.
No, they don't know that. They just
Oh, they-
operate according to that. Well, massage therapists, think about it from a marketing standpoint, not clients,
Yeah.
students.
And then you bring that.
When a therapist sees the mat, what do they think?
And so like these ones, so you still grab from your shoulder.
Why are you rolling around on the floor?
Once you take away their table, it's not looked at as advanced.
Mhm. And then if you.
Is that there's so much more you can do with a fully clothed client on a mat that you can fully manipulate them and you're not falling off a like square piece of furniture.
I would say switch hands. And then.
I agree, but how to put that across in the culture and in marketing is an increasing
Right under the
challenge.
scapula, and then you do the same motion.
It also
you
challenges
push
the
down and
therapist to
just
be a
going
lot
up,
more
like that.
mobile.
It makes the therapist break down their cultural
I
conditioning from
love
school
anything
Yeah.
that doesn't.
and question what they were taught.
And that goes really down the road.
Question everything. Robert said so.
And I usually.
Like,
just
Robert,
do the same thing
this is
down
so
as
different.
far as I can,
So
usually
weird.
2 to 3
Let it be weird.
good ones.
Massage was weird.
I'm like, but I thought it was Thai massage. And I'm like, what is Thai massage? I'm like, God damn it, it's massage. And I go, what is massage?
I was like, but
And I go,
even
God damn it. I'm like, okay, hold on, listen. We're all here. Let's all do this. Okay, let me give me a minute. I'm going to go back. Here's 500 micrograms of acid.
let's now talk
We're all
about
going to take this and we're going to think about what is massage for 12 hours.
I mean, sounds like great.
I mean, I'll be the same when we're done. I don't know about you guys.
You've already
And then
done
I
this.
continue teaching. And I'm like, God damn it, Robert. You're just a curmudgeon.
I mean, and like there's the argument too that it's body work, it's not massage. Well, what's the difference between body work and massage?
Yeah, I still do.
Well, one's work on cars.
but it's not to where I'm doing
Right there.
Well, everything has bodies. Yeah, that feels good.
And then little
possibly
circles
way
right
more
there.
max.
Oh, that's
If I give you just a little bit more, is that
It's-
okay?
It's been,
Yeah,
up and down.
This side I don't think is as tender as
No,
Like,
no.
when they decided they were gonna go on cruises and.
I'm right-handed, and I feel
At the
like-
same time, and I was like, well.
I I feel so
Tis the hot season.
balanced. I've been doing a lot more yoga.
But I mean, lately it's been.
That's been-
Tight.
It's
And
everywhere.
then yesterday I had a table and he's coming back for Thai.
So you guys call it Thai there?
Yeah.
No, it's funny seeing how all the different
Call
places.
it
market
stretch
it, whether
therapy.
it's
Congratulations,
shiatsu.
you don't need a license in all 50
Every
states.
time my clients ask me.
Yeah, it's always like, I want to do stretch lab, and I'm like, or, you know, I can just give you a Thai massage.
The marketing stuff, I had to, like,
Okay, let's,
well,
would you flip your
so
head?
I'm a victim, just like anybody else is, of like your own experience. And I worked in a chiropractor's office where eventually they let me put a mat in because I had such great results with the table
There's
work that the
also when you're
clients were like,
doing this
more.
one.
My
you
boss
can
was like,
also,
whatever, they
with
love
one
it.
hand, you could use your.
So
You make money.
A table in one
other
room,
hand
mat in the other. It was very
to
fortunate.
underneath the
So the clients would
scapula,
come in, especially if they were new.
Like
they'd
your
hear
fingertips,
extensions
yeah.
right there.
and people really love that.
No.
Sure.
You sell them on the
The
table.
clients would come in, bring them to the table, and go, what's going on? George was 350 pounds, looked like he was a linebacker for the New Orleans Saints. And I was like, George, ain't
You
no
just
way
don't,
I'm
you
gonna
know,
get much
everybody
done on that
says
table.
it
You
does.
have neck problems? He's like, yeah.
All day
I was like,
long,
you come in over here, work on this
space
mat,
there.
we're gonna hook you up. He's like, huh? I go, George, do you want a massage or do you want to get better? He's like, God damn, I want to get better. I'm like, come lay down on this mat. And that verbiage does not work for a lot of therapists. You don't like that language.
Yeah, you want to do it at the same
Well, like,
time.
I've had to
Like,
tell
you're
people,
literally
too.
pulling and pushing at the same time.
So like,
Yeah.
More to the back.
Yeah. Sometimes down
Back
like,
to this guy.
with that outside hand.
Like, I've had to tell people, like, I'm not naturally heavy-handed, so, like, the people are like, you can't hurt me, I want a lot of pressure, and I'm like, cool, how about I give you different results, and not, you know, have you.
the
like,
issue
rotate.
is-
I'm like, cool.
I realized over time that for a lot of clients, I don't put down a sheet
yeah,
because I can just wipe them down with vinyl.
yeah, much better.
And you do less laundry.
Yeah.
But massage therapists want the service to be more comfy and more nice looking, so they kind of want sheets. And then what comes out of that is Kristen and Danielle, they love bolsters. They
Yeah.
want 9 million
The
pillows.
big, like, yoga.
And
bolsters.
I was like, rah. So they came in one day, and they don't understand this quite as deeply yet, but Danielle came, scoot forward me just a little bit. Danielle came in one day for the Thai massage jam as we run it online with the cameras, and she brought her bolsters in, and I was like, what are those? She's like, bolsters. And I'm like, we don't use those, we use blankets. And she's like, well, I don't like your fucking shitty blankets. And I'm like, keep saying that, I'll get fucking burlap. I don't give a fuck what you like. And she's like, I was like, listen, if I show those fucking bolsters, all they're gonna ask about are those fucking bolsters, and they wanna buy those bolsters, just because they wanna buy the fucking accoutrements that go along with the practice, and I don't sell those. And that became
sell those.
the battle.
You could sell pillows,
They-
man.
They're not on Amazon.
And these
Not
are
the
like
ones they were
$25 on
particularly-
Amazon.
Not the ones they were particularly selling. Now, here's the debate. Are you ready? When I take a client and pick them up and move them around, I can customize the size of my bolsters because I can fold them. Is that right there?
That's good.
So what becomes an aesthetic issue for them becomes a functional issue to me. And they want a practice that's nice and comfy that looks like massage. And I'm like, no, why don't we fucking do next level pain relief? And they're like, oh, but I want it to look nice. And I'm like, for who? Because they want it to be more like massage. Like Kristen and Wendy went over to On It. I don't even feel like I'm under pressure right there. Change that. See? Watch me change it. Now I make my bolster smaller. How's
I
that?
love how you make like Raymond chair stuff.
So
Is that-
it's
I mean,
a small
almost
point,
identical to what we
but
love
the
in
thing is,
Austin.
what happens when they don't have their bolsters?
But they're useless.
Because they're going to get trapped by their equipment. Then I'm like, okay, Kristen, you go do an alcohol, you don't have suspension. Now what?
And she
you don't
relies
have
a lot
chair.
on that suspension, yeah.
Ah,
Just don't do alcohols. Make them come to you.
their businesses are different. I still do alcohols on occasion or whatever.
Oof. I will not do an alcohol.
Right there.
No.
Yeah.
Is that too sharp?
No.
Too broad? Too this? Too that?
Little broad.
So I could get nicer blankets, but my clients are used to scratchy blankets and listening to Little Peep for 3 hours.
It would be scary if they came in
Also,
and the blankets were soft.
After you wash them a few times, they're not that scratchy.
Well, the real difference is literally I can have somebody's arm on this and I'm like, it's not lifted high enough, and I can take a corner and go, oh, now it's perfect.
Yeah.
That's why I was like fixated on the blankets themselves. And it's not really, it's not a battle. You guys use whatever you got in your practice. Like, you got a chair, you got a stick, somebody got suspension, somebody got, whatever. Even the table. Like, I don't fight the table. I teach table. But once you get to a certain point, you understand how the tools themselves like affect the practice. Kristen and Danielle want a practice that still looks more like massage. If you look at what massage therapists comment on all the time in their practices, in their photos, it's like, look at my room. Look at how posh my room is.
Well, the aesthetics.
Look at how nice look at how, look, I got a projector to project stars on the ceiling. And I go,
What does that have to do
I'm
with
listening to a rapper who died at 21 at a fentanyl overdose. And I use blankets. They're like, but that's not our style. And I'm like, okay, so we do something
I'll
else.
do the same technique to you that Robert's doing about that.
Well, there's the difference too. It's like, yeah, you're showing off the aesthetic, which will appeal to some people.
And I don't want to work with those people.
But it's like, but you're not saying anything about your body work. Like, you could have the prettiest room and still give a bad massage.
You take this footage right
Actually,
here,
let's scoop
and I'm serious, the camera's on you. If I take this footage and cut it and put it on social media, how do people respond?
They're like, that looks like it feels good.
No,
They're like, no, you don't have sheets on your mats.
no. They're like, this, I don't, like, this looks like it's a dirty
Do you know
martial
how to
arts
do
gym
that?
and he's putting his feet on people. This is not
Just like
culturally,
wood.
like, I don't,
That one?
this,
Yeah, I know.
where's the table?
Yeah.
So you're gonna pick up their
Table's in my
head,
trunk.
you take 1 foot in at a time.
This is not in any way looked at as advanced. When I look at ads for Stretch Lab and Stretch Zone, what do the ads look like?
If you want,
They're
you
very
can go
like
into stretch.
clean, chrome, millennial
Table tie
stuff.
I've been teaching that for over 10 years, and massage therapists kept saying, nope, my clients don't want that. My clients want massage.
And then now they're paying.
Stretch Lab, Stretch Zone,
Like-
personal trainers, yoga teachers. And I'm like, okay,
I
so
feel
you
like
tell
the
me.
protection is that I have the range of motion and it's actually not stressful for me at all.
Yeah.
Right side or left side?
Like,
Right side.
When you
It's
talk
not
about
a problem.
orthopedic massage, medical.
I also,
Medical
Stretch your
massage,
feet a lot.
prestige.
yeah, my
Love
toes have
Thai
gotten stronger
massage.
over years.
Yeah.
No prestige.
So I used to
Well,
not be able to do
it's
this
like-
technique for
Oh, it's
very
like they
long.
think, especially if they have any like knowledge of it too, they think about like
First studies and
dirty like
with,
street markets in
uh,
Thailand, like
just-
some old lady walking along your back. It's like, well, yes, but
Yeah.
To
It's
me,
one of
the
those.
work was just as medical as like myoskeletal alignment with Eric Dalton.
Yeah.
well, because it is
James
medical.
Wisniewski.
Like,
And
that's
the thing
how it
is, I
works.
would put my work, I don't have any doubt saying this, I would put my work on par with theirs, but it's not received that way because I insist on the mat. And I go, like, I've got clients, and the clients will work with me, and I'm helping them with like chronic pain stuff, and they're like, Robert, listen, at this point, if I walked into a studio and the therapist had a table, I just walk out. And I'm like, I'm looking at the camera, I'm like, I didn't say it. I didn't say it. It's like she's had massage and she's making a choice. The difference is this just isn't currently scalable. Massage Envy is not ready to open Thai Massage Envy.
They also don't need to. I mean,
Oh, please God, don't let
they're
them do
happy
that.
with their business.
Sure. Because they've got cheap, inexpensive labor that's easily replaceable.
I mean, their turnover rate, they don't care.
Ooh, ouch.
And they're breaking people.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like Mayo offers. We have one therapist that does Thai massage at Mayo right now.
Are you at Mayo?
I am.
Oh, one of my coworkers just was there for like 2 days.
Who's your coworker?
Colleen.
How's that?
Feels good.
Yeah. She was trying to get me to go work there, but then she calls me and she's
Stretch
like,
on the
I'm
side of your
leaving.
neck.
I'm not gonna stay.
Tuck your
I
chin
guess
up.
she just it didn't work out for her, but
That
it's
side?
a great place. It's a really great
Too
place
much?
to be.
Good.
Yeah, I really like working at Mayo. I've been there a year and a half.
Left side.
Yeah.
And what about the center?
She came back to work at
I mean, it's not for everybody. Levi, one of the bosses, he can rub people the wrong way. Like, I get along with him, but like some
I like
people
him
think
already.
like people think he's an asshole, and I'm like,
There you go.
he's not though. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
I think she really liked him.
Natalie, you gonna work on you?
Sports massage therapist. We have like a pelvic floor therapist now, and so like it's all different. It's like I'm not even on the deep tissue service. I told
So
them,
walking and hiking all the
like
time?
if you get in here going, you can't hurt me, and I'm like, I'm gonna hurt me. I don't care.
Yeah,
Where
exactly.
you work?
I
I
work
do
for
the
myself and then I
Valves,
work
which is
at
it's
okay.
a my
Like a
release
company.
integrated work.
It's
I
boring, but
do
it's
heavy
pretty
It's
good
bills.
money.
It's
Yeah.
consistent.
But like, I
Yeah.
don't like being on
Not
like
safe,
actually.
so-
Just look back on your back when you started. Was it right side or left side?
It's both. I mean, I've gotten to
And I
the
saw
point where
that
like
dude,
when I
I'm
go to
like,
bed
I
at
want
night,
someone
I can
heavy-handed,
start, you
not
know,
me.
like
Is it like a deep ache?
kind of, I feel like my
We're all
sacrum
on
is
one
being
chart.
pulled on. I went,
Okay.
I saw Dr. Ben Benjamin. I did a class with him a
It's
while
just
back,
like,
and he was like, oh, you
I want all the
got
pressure, and I ended up hurting
sacral
myself,
lumbar
like my
ligament
shoulders got all jacked up trying
issue,
to put pressure on it.
sacroiliac, and I've always
And I
had
talked to the
issues
boss
with
the next day, I'm like, I'm never doing that again. Like, just take me off, like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, I
Are
don't
you
have
doing
that
work
to do.
anymore, or like outside
Oh,
of teaching?
yeah.
I mean, I have
Constant.
no, like,
It's never
I
ending.
have boundaries.
I don't see
Now,
as many clients, but I have like
you know,
regulars.
And I'll have like
And
this big,
what happened over
solid
time was
guys that, I mean.
I got to about 75% booked with clients, and I was like,
Well, then
I saw
why
the
get
writing on
feet
the
in
wall,
like-
and I
that's
backed off
why I'm
and
like,
went, okay, now teach.
You really want deep work?
And this is
You
growing
have
to
to know that, or
75%, and I'm
somebody
like,
else.
okay, now I'm trying to,
Sorry,
Mm.
you know?
you know,
I have about an
juggle
hour
the
to
two.
what, try to rush and get my
You know, open your own massage entity.
fucking fashion.
You're gonna
It's
freak
like-
out.
Well,
Yeah.
the therapists want me to
Like,
open
I
a
have friend
facility,
who's a
and here's what they do.
powerlifter.
Yep,
They go,
I'm
will
not-
you open a facility? I'm
Solid
like, no.
dude, and I'm like,
They're
hey,
like,
like, I can give
and I
you.
go, okay, why do you
massage.
open a facility? They're like, why won't you
I'm
give
like,
me
we
a
can
job?
work
And I'm
on
like,
it.
you don't even like me. Do you really want me as a boss?
Yeah.
I think I'm mean now.
Hey, I brought two. I have my table. I have
Managing
that.
people sucks.
I just
Too
want
much
to
like
describe.
No, that's great.
Okay.
Did some tables.
So,
on
the real deal was, I don't,
Yeah.
so I'm not fundamentally opposed,
But like, I'm just like.
but
hey,
I
need to
understand
buy
that brick and
something. He was
mortar
getting
is a
free
real
massages
estate
from me for
game,
while. He didn't help
not
me.
a
Dirt is
Like,
massage
expensive in the
game.
city.
Yeah.
I'm like,
And
like,
I would like,
actually,
I
in
would
this last one, I just wanna,
rather
like, put
work
on
with
that
you
see how
and
it
have
is.
you see your own clients and keep 100%,
Yeah.
where I'm just teaching.
Yeah,
you.
I was telling a friend recently because I used to be in
I've
the
had
corporate
practice
world
in that,
before
yeah.
massage, and I was like, I don't want to be
I like
owner of
my
this.
own
People ask all the
more
time, oh, you don't want to run your own spa or something. I was like, no, because it's the business and I can't quite keep the ethics that I want to keep around it.
But
My,
eventually, I'm gonna go.
it changes what your agenda has to be to run a business, and you can try to be ethical.
Managing
but,
massage
you
therapists.
know, like the
Isn't
time is money,
seeing
then it's gonna
clients.
make you like.
Managing therapists.
Yeah, it's a different agenda, and I just don't want to have to deal with
Yeah.
how that differs.
For me, what I got to do was work with the students in classes, and even that, like in a very limited space, like my consciousness itself kept getting further and further from like mainstream massage work, to the point where people were, you know, facility owners were like getting angry, you know, and stuff I would say, and I'm like,
I was
listen,
like, it's like, I need to schedule out all my social media.
TikTok
posts for
doesn't
the
care
next
what you
2
think about
months, and I'm
social
like,
media.
am I-
Alright.
technology's not going to continue to like change
I
and bring
I
you
was using
along.
Instagram for a while.
It's
I've
either
kinda
going to
stepped
adopt
back
it or you're
from,
going to go the way of the dodo.
all that,
Like,
because I also have a tarot reading business.
This is not
and
going
so I'm
away.
juggling both, and I'm like, maybe I took on too much.
this is madness. I mean, for me, I was already teaching online pre-COVID,
And
but
so I'm
75% of my revenue is
And it was cross
running
posted
these
to
4
Facebook.
cameras in my studio through a camera switcher and teaching
Do
online.
you still have to keep your MTI and all that? Or you have one?
So yes, I have a license, an MTI, and CEP in Texas, I'm nationally certified, I got classes, I got home study, I got it's like, which has made me extremely anti-massage regulation, because it slows everything down. It makes the entire
I'm
practice
waiting for that, whatever it was, the
compact
state.
agreement.
I would really like to be able to go to other places. I don't like being stuck
got
into
to
like,
got 3.
when you're talking about
working
doing it
at
city
the
to
spa,
city in Texas
have
now,
4
like, that's
kids.
even
I
worse
don't know where my
stuff.
life is.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
They're gonna fight that. But the whole deal was,
But I'm glad to be here.
I will continue teaching in person and like,
I just did it privately.
Working,
I had
but
video
I would
calls,
probably more
trying to people,
likely,
trying to sell it.
like if I was gonna have a facility, here's how it happened.
Come on,
You
they're
would
waiting
go,
for you.
okay,
Do a massage
I'm
and
gonna
then
open a
we'll talk
facility.
about
And
everything.
I go,
There's
great,
room.
what's the problem?
And it's like,
You're
okay,
like,
like let's talk about it, and then like you spend.
I can
an
do with the
hour
day-to-day
plus
management,
getting a
paying the
massage and
electric bill.
educating on it.
Can you train them? And I go, sure, I'll train them for free. And you're like, what? I'm like, oh, I just sell the recordings.
Ace Cups down on Seaver Shores, I was working there.
Because then it
before COVID, and they did
becomes
that a lot
the
with
next level pain relief studio.
Uh-huh.
We franchise and you just own as many franchises as you want, and I'm providing the training through workbooks, DVDs, online supplementation, in person, flying to the facility, training the staff.
Great.
So you
I
need to
love
find someone
working
with a
there.
couple $100,000 that wants
Oh yeah, it's
to
easy.
do
It's
that
easy.
piece.
I just need investors.
She micromanaged. And
The
like,
difference
of course
is,
she was classified where it's
I'll
like,
always be on
treated
your
like
side
employees, but working
in the
for
promotion of like
contractors
what
who
it
are,
is
like,
you
have
want
no
in your
control over
practice,
anything.
which includes
So, like,
students
she
who just,
had-
because I think it's all
like,
math.
it's
Like,
like,
no,
oh,
I'm a dedicated math practitioner. However, if your goal is just to do table, table tie workbook, table tie
Yeah, I
DVDs,
did one of your-
20 copies of the table tie class in its
I
entirety.
did one of your table.
I'm still teaching
through,
table.
and like I can hear
On
her, like in a massage.
I did one of your
She's gonna
freebies
find
way
some
back during
she's gonna
COVID.
find
And
some
it
videos,
was
like,
like,
come
what
out
can
to
I
a note, it's
do?
gonna be awful, like.
Or I
Take
just-
that
I
time.
would terrible
Yeah.
anxiety some goats, yeah. At least.
She has such a high turnover rate.
So are you doing in-person classes still?
She's a
So
lovely
this
person
is where the
outside of
challenge
the
is.
Like I've spent time like.
I'm regularly told by my industry that I cannot teach online. However,
Is
my
that
bank account is
PPR?
telling me I cannot afford to teach in person.
It
Yeah.
was so fun to work there,
Space
the, like
is
the house is
expensive.
great.
Well, we have
And it's like
space here.
Right.
The problem is, I'm drawing students from the other 49 states.
That's a problem.
Yeah, I have a couple of friends that do tarot as well.
It is when the students in Maine want a class in person,
Oh.
and then how do you go to Maine and make it profitable?
Oh, right. I thought they were gonna come to you.
Oh, they could, but it's too expensive.
Yeah.
And I go, ah,
Yeah, it's like, it's sometimes.
but it's really expensive. And I go, yeah, it's just as
Especially
expensive for me to
during
travel
COVID,
there.
I'm like, what can I do that's more like.
And they're like, but you'd have like
it's not
4 students. And I'm like, cool, if I charge $1,000 a piece, it'll work. And they're like,
Right.
A handful of
God
everything.
damn it. Now, ready?
It's like, hey, I'm
Thai
not
massage
sure
jam.
about you.
Yeah.
And so like you just have them.
2, 3, 4.
I don't have $1,000.
No, but I want a class. I want a class.
Right.
And I'm like, what is a class? And they're like, God damn it, Robert. And I'm like, here's what I do. Give it away for lots of money and give it away for almost no money. Do both. And they're like, that doesn't make any sense. It makes perfect sense. I'm recording this video, I'll chop it up, put it on social media. We'll be famous together forever. We'll live on YouTube. We'll become part of the board.
You guys were doing
The challenge I'm having is the interactive training. The students are learning 3 times as fast as in-person classes.
Oh, really?
And
Well,
it's the
that's
repetition.
interesting. Uh-huh.
Every month, another 2 hours. Every month, another 2 hours. Every month, another 2 hours.
Mhm.
I talk to the mainstream industry and they're like, no, you can't teach that way. And I'm like, you sure? Listen, I'll see you in 5 minutes. I'm going to stream to my YouTube for 2 hours and teach you interactively live. And they're like, what? I'm like, no, just text me if you have a question. You can call. I'll take your phone call live and answer your question. And they're like, what? And I'm like, I'm streaming over YouTube live
Yeah.
from 4 camera angles. And they're like, what? But it's not a class? And I'm like,
You consider
we have broken their technological conceptions of educational possibilities in the massage industry.
that doesn't have a space to work.
And it's like, I love in person.
Where I'm working.
Here's the deep secret. You live in Austin?
Yes.
You can come to my
But it's
apartment
not
and
God.
go,
And
and go, man, I'm dying. Can you help me? And I'm like, come on in. Turn on the cameras. They act
Like,
like,
don't give me your
they
address.
think I've been like hoarding it or something. And I'm like, no, I've been trying to fucking give it away. But you guys keep fighting it because you're like, I can't learn.
Psilocybin.
Yeah, into hospice work, they're very beautiful people. And,
So the online
you know,
stuff,
like the music.
if I work with them 2 hours,
the past
it's,
couple
over
days,
Zoom.
Mhm.
like they're able
So
to.
you're doing a Verdi class.
Let's get over to the center of the mat a little bit.
Center of the map?
Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Right here?
Yeah, a little bit my way. There you go.
They're doing an aerobatic, which barely got approved by whatever board, I forget why.
Where you like pull back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoever's doing the CE approvals lately has also been very moody about approving.
Thank you, that's really all I need.
I know, but
You're like, I want all of
Stretch
this.
the other way.
They were trying to add some new things.
What?
Like I
So it's like all the
class that
things.
I had to tweak a little to get
It's my
approval for the.
hips and I always want to go.
Yeah, it was fine. Yeah, it was fine. So I got some type of issues, but I don't think they're doing any Thai work yet at the school. Like,
I was talking
When other
with.
people teach Thai, they act like I should come rolling in like competition, and I'm like, you mean other people are trying to get people on the mat and they're presentable and dress well? Please help.
Yeah, I was talking with Mark at David's book launch.
oh yeah, I missed it. I was so sad. I was sick.
I'm so glad I got held off because like the books like got sold out everywhere. I'm like, I'll just buy it at the school, and he signed it for me. It was great.
Yeah.
Got to chat with him and his wife. And I was talking with Mark a little bit, and he was like, what have you been up to? Like, I've been trying to get into Thai massage. He's like, yeah, we're hosting, I think it's probably next summer. He was talking about getting next year's stuff.
Okay, I haven't heard about that yet.
Because he was doing, it's
Yeah, they're already
going to be a
planning
mix
for
of table
2024. I'm gonna
and
pick
mat. What?
I'm gonna pick it. I'm gonna protest.
I wonder who's picking it.
He said it. It wasn't a name that I recognized.
Uh-huh.
Because I was thinking he was going to say Robert, and
Yeah.
then it wasn't Robert.
Oh, interesting. You're too controversial, Robert.
That's not completely true. I'm going. Are you ready? End of the month. Chris and I going to El Paso AMTA convention.
Sexy.
Oh,
So, eh?
that's right.
AMTA, huh?
That's
Are you
right.
presenting, visiting? What?
I'm teaching 3 classes I have never taught in person: self-care,
Oh.
Thai style foot massage,
Oh.
and carpal tunnel relief.
Fun.
They're sold out.
Of course they are.
I cannot film my own classes.
Really?
And I go, why? And it's like, it's a liability issue. And I go, what liability? They're like, our lawyers. And I'm like, oh my God.
That is the liability.
Here we go. I'm like, good. But then you don't have evidence of what I said.
Interesting.
Oh,
So I can act a fool when ain't no recording.
Robert's going to try.
My body cam footage went off.
Right? Yeah, actually, modern age.
But I think also it's probably something along the lines of they're afraid that something will be released or something bad will be said, and then somebody will sue or
Oh,
whatever.
because it's you though. You're gonna cuss and it's gonna be a problem.
No, but they have no evidence now, so it's all hearsay. Like, do you have? And then they're like, you can can make photos though, and I go, cool. What if I took 1,000,000 photos and stitched them together? And they're like, Robert.
That's what the video is.
That would be fun to watch a stop motion trying to get on the Henry Golf stop. Kind of artsy.
Sorry.
I was like, I'm listening to him too. What's up?
Yeah, this side is the one that's been giving me.
You do ashiatsu?
Okay.
Is that? I've seen your I've seen
Yeah.
videos online.
Okay.
I do
You
something
didn't want to be hurt.
between
I
Thai
think
and
you did something where you
Ashiatsu.
were hanging or something, or I don't know.
Yes,
and
I
stuff
do
like
hang
that.
from the
I
ceiling.
did see a video. I don't remember where, but I was like, I know her face because I've seen, for some reason, I guess through Austin Massage Therapist or one of the Facebooks.
It's had that effect.
Yeah.
No, it's now at the point where like I'll go places and people will be like, Maya.
Yeah. Oh, really? That's fun.
Yeah.
Mini celebrity-ish.
I mean, it's Austin massage.
Buy me a
therapist,
drink.
So.
Just kidding. I guess we take it for granted, like, yeah. You do see people.
I mean, it feels like such a small community, but it's really not.
It is pretty big, isn't it?
I
Yeah.
think even using the word community is pretty loose.
That's fair. It's a group of people who are in the same industry.
Right.
Some
Yeah.
are involved in the community. A lot of massage therapists are just rogue.
A lot of it just
Yeah.
feels like
Like
ads for
landscape.
people all the time, so.
Yeah. No, it's mostly just like teachers trying to get your money.
Yeah.
Like Robert.
That's right. My Venmo, let me get that.
You need a big QR.
I operate with all of you purely because of profit motive.
So are
You
you
just
doing
want to
this
put a bunch of
one
pretty
day?
women on your videos.
Every time
Oh my goodness.
I work with you, all I can think is about revenue extraction.
You sound like some of the Instagrams I follow where it's just like, this girl has an amazing ass that we're now massaging. Like,
Okay, I follow one on TikTok. It's like Leaf Massage or whatever. He's the most ridiculous models. And they're like half uncovered and he's going from ankle to
Yeah.
shoulder. And I'm
Yeah.
like, yes, that's amazing. But who are you marketing to?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I thought about that. Does that actually get you any clients, or is it just people who are into sensory massage want
Well,
to be.
how many
I
followers
have
does
a
he
lot
have?
of female clients
How
that
many
love
views
that
is the
move.
average?
I don't know, I don't pay attention to that.
Yeah, okay.
I have a
'Cause
lot
that's
of
my
clients-
question.
female clients that love that move. I think they're not guys, but I'll do my biggest.
Because I argue this with Kristen
They like it
constantly.
because
She's the
it's-
one who's most keyed in.
It's
So how often is this gonna be happening now?
So for now, I'm trying to do it once a month.
Is it gonna be on like the third Sunday or?
I'm
is it
trying for the third Sunday. I'm gonna try to keep it 4 to 7. I
I
had a client who was trying to schedule later tonight, so I
Oh,
shifted
sorry.
it to 4 to 6.
Okay, okay.
But I try to keep the same consistent schedule because people know when it is.
It's super helpful. And again, I love to tell my students because I'm like, hey, go, you know, because a lot of them do
Dude, I
ask
can't
for
believe I didn't
time work.
log in or click into who you were when you walked in.
Oh, it's been like a year since I've seen you.
Has it been that long?
I think so.
Dude, was it that long ago?
Because that was my October
I
class.
would
I
have said if you
graduated
told
in
me that, that was
October.
like 6 months ago.
And that would so that was probably like
Wow.
September or even what month is before September? August
Yeah.
maybe because it was right before they graduated, like a couple months before they graduated.
Yeah.
And they were all asking for independent. Well, because you know they had Meet the Employer Day, and then they were like, everyone is like offering these shitty jobs. We want to meet independents and like people who are doing different
Yeah,
things.
they used to,
so
they would
I brought
have
in
me
my
come
own
and talk
people.
about private practice to the students, but again, I think it.
You burnt
Well, it's
they're like, you
this is the
can't
way
come
our
back.
this is the way our system runs, and I come in,
Yeah.
it's like let's throw.
Well, I met Kristen randomly, and I knew her, and I had a whole class of women too. So I was like, I'll bring in a lady
Yeah.
to have,
Yeah.
you know, some women who can talk to them about
Well, I
being a
even would
woman.
ask Kristen. I'm like, Kristen, why'd they ask you? And she's like, I don't know. And I'm like, Kristen,
But like,
they
it's
want
not.
women.
Yeah,
If they have 80% of massage therapists are women,
yeah.
they want to see women winning. Like, Kristen, why do I work with you? And she's like, well, I don't. I mean, Kristen, you're smart, you're intelligent, you have good work ethic, and guess what? The primary thing was you show up
Yeah. Right.
on time.
It's a thing.
Okay.
Do you mean to do the legs? What's going on with the hips now?
I feel like pretty good. It's like all like sacrum low back, so there's still low
Do
back.
you think back bend or forward bend?
I usually do forward bend.
Forward bend. Lay on your back for me.
What am I doing?
Lay on your back for us.
I don't have issues with range.
Did you
of
want work
motion.
done? Or you're just like,
I mean, I always.
More strength training.
But.
Yeah, that's what my
More
I'll go
stability
use it
and
or
SI.
too.
what would I do for
I'll
that?
watch.
Just train
Squats.
squats.
I mean, be careful. I don't work out.
Yeah.
But talk to a guy because
Yeah.
what it is core stabilization
okay, I didn't
and having
think
enough
so.
muscular strength. If you have like kind of loose ligaments or a little more
So, Sunday?
flexible than some people,
Mhm.
you might be the student
You know
that
your
if I was in a
bolster.
yoga class, I'd have to work on you with strength.
Oh, really? That's
Because if
interesting.
you're super flexible, it's like you can injure yourself pretty easy.
I feel like I keep injuring myself doing table massage. Just like I want to start.
I was like, roll it in there.
Things of work.
It is warm in here though.
It's wimpy to do it, but
No, it's gotten there.
You start on the
the
table.
design on the back of your
Thank you. Yeah, that's what made me want to buy the tank top. It's on the back, so.
If I give you some
like kind of
resistance
no
right
one
there.
sees it.
Yeah, it's really annoying.
that's great. It's like nice on the adductors.
Like you don't want to,
Trying to see what you're using. Are you using your hip or whatever?
feel okay there.
Oh, yeah, I love it. I'm really sure.
And then you put out a black light, glow sticks. And they're like, my hands hurt. I'm like, my hands don't hurt. God damn it.
Do you still do your 3-hour reboot or whatever? Is that what you're doing? Is that what you're still doing?
Yeah, I still see clients, but it's increasingly like lessened. Most of my is just teaching online.
How many hours of client work do you do per week on average?
Probably about 6. 2 sessions a week, something like that. Sometimes more. It depends on what's going on. Sometimes, because finances have been good enough, I actually give away work to people who need it.
That's nice. How do you make that determination?
I film the sessions.
Okay.
Make money by giving people the footage, using it in training when they have some specific issue and they tell me, I'm at an 8 on a pain scale out of 10. And I'm like, ooh, wow. What's that?
It's good.
No, right here.
Uh-huh.
Is that too much?
No, it's
There you go. So after I work on Dallas and she goes to a 0, I'm like, so we did like 5 sessions, but you had a reduction from an 8 to a 0. Like, can you write me a Google review?
right? Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. And usually it's like need. what I tell people, clients and students. Like, I've never turned anybody away because they couldn't afford it, ever. It's not why I got into business. Revenue extraction. I look at everybody as a dollar. It's my spiritual way.
Sounds like the white man's religion.
Oh,
I was like, there's a Jesus in there somewhere.
No. Judas carried the purse. Ooh. Right there. And then what do you think? Up or down?
Down.
Down. And then what do you think? Further to the back?
Yeah, right there is
There
great.
we go. What about some rockin' hip? Same thing as the jam, like when you're saying thanks for doing the jam. It's like, the jam was fun because you got to do this community thing, which wasn't just me. It was like allowing you guys to network and talk to each other. Who's got a job,
That's the thing, and it's hard with
network.
massage therapists. You don't meet people.
Oh, it's
you know?
extremely isolated.
Yeah.
And Lord knows COVID was not gentle.
No.
COVID, like, I was like, this is not good. It's like after Hurricane Katrina and 9/11, I'm like, I've seen it all. Nature was like, you better go to bed. Now, watch biology at work. And I'm like, oh no.
I mean, like, I took a year off when COVID hit. Like, I just, like, 2-3 days before the city shut down, I told my boss, I'm like, I got kids, I'm going home now. And then everything shut down, and I just didn't work for a year. And it's very privileged that I was able to do that, but.
At one point with my online students, I was like, hey, things are shut down. You have time to update your websites, do the work you want on social media, figure it out. And I was like, Robert,
Not too bad.
Oh, yeah, that feels great.
an atom bomb just dropped on their industry. They don't
That
have
was
your work
traumatic.
ethic.
It was a traumatic moment.
Don't like jump on them at a time when the bottom fell out.
Yeah.
Just like you do your thing, but like just don't.
It was trauma. It was mass trauma, you know, a certain level.
And we're still not even recovered.
I don't
from,
think
like,
so.
the mental-
No.
A lot
Economy?
of people never even dealt with it, which is why I think people were going crazy in airports and shit. It's like you haven't dealt with your trauma, the fear.
Everyone
So you're
needs
flipping out
therapy.
on your airplane hostess or whatever. Yeah, everyone does need therapy. It's,
No, every day it gets a little weirder. Kid Rock shooting beer cans. Just like
why is he still relevant?
I
I don't really
Funniest
understand.
thing
Who
about
did
that
what?
though, it was like, well, what happened? Well, Budweiser put rainbows on their cans, and the Fuck Your Feelings crowd had feelings.
Yeah.
oh, I listen to too much George Carlin. I've been jaded for a long time.
It's like other than-
I thought he was dead. Is he still making stuff?
No, but I still listen to him like he's.
Yeah.
I want to get his daughter on a podcast with me, but I
Is
have
she
to work on that.
a comedian?
Let's
No,
talk about his life.
That was
but
great.
she wrote a book, like I think it was Growing Up Carlin, I think was the name of it.
Uh-huh.
And I've interacted with her briefly on Twitter before, and she's kind of like his latter-day spokesperson. in a way. It's also interesting because I've seen documentaries and the like and love George Carlin's work, but you always wonder what he was like as a person.
Yeah.
And having grown up with her dad, like being that guy, but also just being your dad, it's like two very different, it's like the difference between the fame. And like George, I think is a kind of grumpy, curmudgeonly Scot-Irish guy.
Like
Like he always made
your
sense
spirit
to me.
animal then?
Oh yeah, just George made it okay to be a thinker. It was like George came out and back in town and basically did an entire rant on bioethics. It was about abortion, but it was like, good God. I was like, George just gave them a lesson in bioethics that was disguised as comedy. Yeah, at that time I was. So I have a very old Honda that's paid off, and I have a copy of Life is Worth Losing, which was one of his latter albums. It's been in my car for 6 years, and I haven't taken it out.
Slowly, I should need to.
And what I mean is in the stereo, it's all I've listened to for 6 years when I get in the car. And people are like, wait, what? I mentioned that to his daughter and she was like, you're clearly having a mental problem. There we go.
This is why I find this work intimidating. It's like I was not good at improv either. Improv, it's so improvisational. I don't feel as. I guess all massages on a certain level.
No, I mean, in school, like when you taught, were you teaching just like, so the teacher's like, are you teaching everything?
Yeah.
Or is it just like
double
technique
thing,
or?
500 hours.
Yeah. So the deal is you teach them basic sequences.
Mm-hmm.
I teach the basic sequences, but you have to learn enough to be able to communicate with the client because you're more mobile.
Right. Yeah.
And that's where it starts to vary a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't find it intimidating, but the basic sequences don't scare me anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's different at first because, like, you don't use your legs and feet, right?
I mean, I use my legs and feet, but not like this, obviously. Yeah.
Well, I mean, in other words, are you actually using your knees or feet to deliver pressure on the table?
No,
Oh,
no.
okay.
No, I don't.
And once you start doing that, like,
Mhm.
it starts to become strange because right now I can say, okay, this is the primary.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how's that?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Do you like when the legs up higher?
Right.
Cool. Do you want a little push that way? A little rock?
Uh-huh.
Do you want this hand to come down? It's the same basic move, but it's like you get to the point where we're like juggling. You start with one ball and you add two,
Mm-hmm.
then you add three, and that's like a ooh, okay, but then it's like, oh, like there starts to be a pattern recognition
Right.
where it was like, oh man, his hand's free. Come in, how's this?
That's good.
What am I working on? Exactly.
It's all just too playful.
I'm working on Natalie, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they're trying to reduce Natalie to a bunch of organ systems and organs and cell lines. Further reductionist thought instead of being holistic and saying I'm working on Natalie. And they're like, well, I don't know what kind of sequence. And I'm like, why don't you ask her?
You're working on the nervous system. Be
That's
happy.
how the body works. How's that?
That's good.
There you go. And just like a regular massage session, you probably do them without any thought, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're just like, oh, it's just, it gets to that point with this as well. It's not, it's not that different to me. It's pretty much the same basic concepts.